And welcome back to the Dark Cosmic Universe. My name is Avian Savage. That's right. Today we're going to be talking about superheroes, action figures, and all that fun stuff. As you can tell from the thumbnail, you know what this is going to be about. It'll be about Superman 1978. The movie that starred Christopher Reeve, Margot Kidder. We've got Marlon Brando, Terrence Stamp, and of course Gene Hackman. Now there were others that were in the movie, so don't be specific, don't be particular and go, but Avian, don't you know? I do know. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. We talk about action figures, we talk about play sets, we talk about vehicles, we talk about Pokemon cards, we talk about cool cosmic collectibles just like this that is in front of you. Right over here, which is great. Also, check out the links in the description. I do have an eBay store where I sell vintage and retro t-shirts. I also sell paperback books. When I make a sale, I bring it back here to the Dark Cosmic Universe, where we get to recycle some of that money and find some really cool collectibles that are out there. If you are new to the channel, please activate that bell icon so you get notified when I upload a video just like this. All right, here we go, everyone. So, very excited. So, from Target, I had mentioned that I had gone to Target and I had this huge purchasing spree because I had sold some items. And this was what was on the shelf, one of the many things. One of the other things was the Mr. Beast Hybrid Lab series, which is pretty awesome. But here we go. This is what I did pick up. I've been looking forward to this. These are the Spinmaster Superman 1987 figures. Most of these figures are 4 inches or just about 4 inches. I'm just taking a look here. Yeah, so they're about 4 inches. And we will go over each and every one of the figures here. What was I thinking? The Lois Lane figure is definitely under 4 inches. Superman is just a little over 4 inches. That's really cool. Anyway, again, welcome back here. Yours truly is very excited about it. Now, I have my opinion on these figures. My opinion will be totally different, maybe from yours as a collector, but you're not going to get a great review, Spin Masters. That's all I'm going to say. And there's a reason why, and I know I'm going to have people jumping on the comment wagon here, but that's okay. But this is my opinion. Now, you're like, first and foremost, you're like, you bought the figures. Correct. That is something I definitely wanted to check out. Now, each of the figures was approximately $8.99 plus tax, so they're under $10, which I think is pretty affordable for today's purchasing of action figures. Are these great sculpts? That's another story. We're going to take a look at each of the figures, and again, we will check out what they have. Now, each of the figures do have accessories. The accessories are in the back. I will go over the accessories in a little bit. All right, so first and foremost, here is the Gene Hackman. Well, kind of Gene Hackman. I don't know. Lex Luthor figure. If you squint your eyes, he kind of looks like Gene Hackman. Now, he does come with an accessory here, which actually, he's got his toupee, which is kind of cool. Actually, when I looked at this, I thought it was one of the Baldwin brothers. I was like, I didn't know Alec Baldwin was Lex Luthor. And again, the sculpting, now mind you, this is supposed to look retro. I get it. As if this came out in 1978 or, you know, like the Star Wars-ish kind of phenomenon. We got some stamping over here. But, you know, I mean, I'm looking at the figures and they're decent. There's nothing ranting and raving over these figures. But again, you know, to have a Gene Hackman-like looking figure, Alec Baldwin or a Baldwin brother, you got one over here. Pretty cool figure. Again, 5 points of articulation. So we got articulation in the legs, in the arms, the head moves. But again, pretty cool. And it's got some really cool accessories. I'll take a look at those. So I'm going to put Lex Luthor back here. I've got them actually situated where they can be. I've got okay, you know, let's go to the next one. So that was Lex Luthor. Here is Zod, General Zod. Now, General Zod has been made in many forms. Does this look like Terrence Stamp? kind of. If you squint your eyes, you can definitely see him. I was like, it looks very similar. Now, again, I think what probably happened was that they did not get the licenses from the estates. So they kind of had to make it look like it came from that era. And if you saw, or if you actually remember the Star Wars figures, you know, you got a Luke Skywalker figure and he kind of looked like Luke Skywalker. You got a Han Solo figure who had this big old M&M head. He kind of didn't look like Han Solo. He had the look, you know, kind of, but the face sculpt wasn't there. Chewbacca, well, didn't really look like Chewbacca. But again, this is what these are for. They're supposed to look like they came from the 1978. So this would have come at least a year or a year and a half or maybe 2 years after, you know, if they had done these. But they never did. They made Mego was the big one back then. You did get some 12-inch figures. There were some, I think they're like 5-inch figures. I might be wrong. No, or they're like 6. But I'm not a huge Mego person, but I do like Megos. They're kind of cool. And again, it was something I was familiar with. So here is General Zod. Now, I have one that I had gotten for $1 years ago. And this was another series, and I don't remember. And you can definitely tell with the sculpting. I mean, they decided to put the chest hair on this one. Let's see if we can get a close-up. My camera is just not working with me today. So, again, it looks like a guy with a beard, and he's got dark hair. Here's the one that I wound up getting years ago, which looks more like the actor, but maybe back then they had the ability to, you know, have the actor give his license. Or likeness. I don't know. All right, let's go check out the other figures. I'm going to save one for the last. All right, so here is the Margot Kidder figure, Lois Lane. And again, it's another one. If you squint your eyes, it kind of looks like her. You know, it's similar, but this is like what, this is kind of like what, you know, would have been way back when. She's got the Hillary Clinton pantsuit going on here. I'm like, you know, but that was what she wore or something similar in the, you know, movie. It's been a while since I've seen it. You know, again, I remember as a kid watching this movie and going, oh man, it's Superman. Now, I was kind of disturbed like from the first movie when they decided to, you know, do certain things with the movie. And I'll let you guys watch the movie, and if you know what I'm talking about. And it was kind of like, why is this going on? You know, it's a Superman movie. Isn't it supposed to be like wholesome? And they didn't quite have that. But we'll take, you know, like I said, they never actually made a Margot Kidder figure. So it's good to see years ago. All right, so here is the Christopher Reeve-ish Superman figure. Now, one of the cool things I did notice while I was taking the figure out, the boots. The boots, I'm going to say, are not 100% accurate, but the boots did have that cut in there, that little V area. And if you squint your eyes, and I'm going to say this, he kind of looks like Christopher Reeve. He actually looks like Nicolas Cage. I'm like, there you go. Here's your Nicolas Cage figure. Kind of looks like him. I'm like, ah. But again, a decent figure, you know. They're supposed to be retro, you know. They're supposed to look like they came from that Star Wars era. And yeah, it does have that. And it's got a vinyl cape, or not vinyl, but it's more like a rubbery molded cape. But we've got the Superman symbol on there. So kudos to Spinmaster for that. We have an off-centered House of Jor-El or House of El symbol on his suit. I'm like, I'm like, I don't know where to go with this. Now, if I am correct, so Michael Keaton and Christopher Reeve were supposed to be the Batman and Superman of their era together. And they never were in a movie together. So this is the best Michael Keaton figure that I have in my personal collection. Now, they have made some other ones. Now, Michael Keaton is way taller. And, you know, they never did a movie together. But again, like I said, that's what we're going. Speaking, they are going to do a Michael Keaton figure from Spinmasters. I've seen some pictures on Instagram. I'm like, not good. That's all I'm saying. Here we go. So here is the Spinmaster Batman Returns with the Superman. They were supposed to be in the same universe, or, you know, like that, but of course they never met. And that's what the the people from Hollywood were saying. Now, the only thing I don't like about this Batman, he's got this really flimsy cape. We're going to start seeing these again, and I'm just like, oh, if you're going to do a Batman figure, do it right. And again, maybe just it's a prototype that's out there. Will I get it? Probably. Will I? And again, the review on it, I don't know. It all depends. It really, really depends on how I'm feeling about these figures, because I am not. Again, I'm not feeling it. I'm going to put some of the figures. I have them all set up because I do have their accessories. Last one, and I saved this one for last. So here is the Jor-El figure. So Marlon Brando. If you squint your eyes, this is probably the best one that they've made. He's got his Kryptonian outfit. Got the silver in here, which is kind of cool. He's got his long coat. Now, apparently the white one, I'm not sure if it's a chase figure. It was a brand new pack that was on the shelves. The white one did not appear. Now, each of these do come with an accessory. So it's kind of like I think the white's going to be the chase variant, and I haven't even looked on eBay if that's the case. Now, I will show you what their accessories are. And the accessories, I think, are pretty cool. Okay, let's go take the cosmic stage over here. I'm going to go to ground level, as I normally do, so you can see the figures. And again, now the only reason why I'm saying about the Spinmaster ones is that, you know what, you get a figure like this Lex Luthor. I mean, here's a Spinmaster one. Way done, lots of articulation. It's just chock full of, you know, sculpting goodness here, you know, and I'm like, wow, this is really cool. If they do this, then they can make a Lex Luthor figure look really cool. And then you get the one over here, and it's just like, okay, it was the time, you know, they're trying to do the whole nostalgia. I get it. I was a little not a little bit. I was a lot disappointed with this. All right, so we're going to take a look at their accessories. So Superman has this necklace on here. Here's the kryptonite, so he can go out disco dancing. He can go to a rave. He can look really cool. And, you know, it's just like, okay, that's an interesting accessory. But, I mean, it doesn't fall the way it's molded. You would figure that it would have, you know, like, possibly gone down here. That's the best way I can do this. That's what it should have done. Again, I don't know. I'm not part of the toy industry. I'm just critiquing it. I mean, that's what I would have done. I would have made sure that the chain actually falls down upon him and he knocks over everyone else. Well, he should. That's you got the Zod over here. We'll take a look at some of the other figures. All right, so here is Lois Lane. Now, this is kind of a cool accessory. So I got to make sure I've got all the accessories, and I don't know if I can actually focus on this. Let's see if we can actually get it. Yeah. So I spent the night with Superman. You know, when she was doing the interview, there's a pen, there's a pad of paper. That's a cool accessory for her. It doesn't actually fit into her hands. I did try to do that, but I'm like, okay, that doesn't work. Okay, now with the Lex Luthor figure, this is kind of cool. Comes with the newspaper. Again, it doesn't hold it. This thing is pretty huge. Okay, we'll take a look at the accessory. Hopefully you guys can zoom in on this. All right. So part of the movie, which is kind of cool that they did this, we got the Daily Planet. It says twin nuclear missile test confirmed. Oh my gosh. What is my lens doing here? What is this, going to a rave here? It's going back and forth and going, I told you the other day, I'm like, there's going to be a little guy in there going, excuse me, it's too small, I can't focus, you need a new one. I'm like, okay. So with Zod, which now this was a really cool accessory. So when him and the other two Kryptonians got sent to the Phantom Zone, they wound up getting caught in this, I don't know what it was. And let's go back here. They got caught into this piece that, you know, they're all over. Now, I really wish they had actually done the photo from this. And you know, there's probably someone out there. And you had this thing flying in outer space. And it's going over here. But, I mean, it's a cool accessory. And that was them like that. It was decent. All right, last one. We've got Jor-El. And he comes with, I don't know, is this a piece of Krypton? The crystal. So this was the crystal, I think, what that put everyone into that Phantom Zone chamber. It's been a while since I've seen it. So he comes with this little crystal thing. It's plastic. I mean, okay, you know, they couldn't really mess up on that. Now, I think with the white one, it comes with the green that was supposed to form. That's the one that Superman, you know, takes and he throws, and it, you know, forms the Fortress of Solitude. So that was kind of cool. All right, anyway, so speaking of some other things here in the Dark Cosmic Universe, let's take a look at some of the other figures. Now, there has been some other, I'm thinking here, General Zod figures. So from the Superman movie, and I thought this one was really, really cool. Again, I mean, and I understand, I know I'm going to catch flack for it, but it's like when it comes to the, let's brighten this up. When it comes to the figures here, you know, this would have been something that, you know, again, it's more accurate, looks more like the actor, looks more like the suit, and it's got these flimsy little capes here, but, you know, it looks like them. It's more than the other ones that they made, you know, over here. And I don't know. That's my opinion. They're great. Now these two are going to start fighting. Great. Thank you. That's not what I intended here. We'll put General Zod back over there. But again, I mean, they kind of all scale together, you know, which is really, really cool. And like I had done in a previous video, here's Brainiac. I mean, they make this really cool Brainiac figure, you know, the metallic look to him. I mean, it's all plastic here. So it's like a vacuum metal look. And you get like a sculpting like this. And then I know it's supposed to be like it was back in the days. Here's the other Spinmaster figure of Zod with his outfit here. You know, you get something like that, and it's just like, eh. Anyway, speaking of the Kryptonians, so I believe this was Feyara. This is the only one that I've ever acquired that's actually in the scale. They never made her as a figure, which they should have. I don't know. Just like, so when I was able to get a hold of this, it's a static figure. She's a little bit smaller than everyone else, so I'm not sure if she's actually accurate to it. And then they had, is it Namek? This guy I thought was really, really cool. The Kryptonian. And, you know, again, for size, yeah, can he go with this? Yeah, it looks pretty cool. He's like the Andre Giant of the Kryptonians over here. But again, a really cool figure. This was it the Battle for Krypton or something like that? It's got Jor-El in it. And it's got Superman in there. We've got General Zod. So this one, I was like, oh, I have to get it because this is probably the only way you can get this figure. And unfortunately, that's the way it was. And that was the one that came from Target. So anyway, that is it. It's a long video today. Ranting and raving here. Bottom line, the Spinmaster figures, cool. You know, they're kind of cool. They're very nostalgic. You know, was I really impressed with them? Not really. There's Seashell over here. You know, this guy here, the old Knucklehead himself. To get him for the 3 3/4 inch, you know, line, yeah, I think it's really cool. I'm glad they made them. Will I get the other Jor-El? Probably. You know, not really crazy about it. And then they're going to do the Batman figures, and I'm like, oh, I just saw the sculpting on it, and it looks like it's a Batman figure that's got like a retro look. And oh my gosh, I mean, like, of all the things you can do, whoever is coming up with this, come on. How about talking to the fans first before you do this? I mean, do we really want it? Okay, it's an $8, you know, it's like a $9 figure. Are they cool? Yeah, they're pretty cool. Again, you guys collect what you want to collect. I did buy these, so they're part of the collection. You know, am I highly impressed? Not really. I mean, it's cool to have the accessories, but the accessories could have been a little bit better. Anyway, that's it. That's the end of the video. That's my rant and rave here. It's a really long one here. again, if you go to Target, they're Target exclusives. They're probably going to go to Ross, you know, probably by Christmas, maybe January. So if you have a Ross, be on the lookout for those, because they're probably going to be flying over there. They'll be there soon. I don't see the nostalgia of people, you know, I don't see kids going up and going, ooh. And yes, I understand it was made for adults, the adult collectors. So again, if you like the Star Wars original, you know, Kenner line, and you want to get these figures to go with it, great, you know. That's pretty awesome. Anyway, if you are subscribed to the channel, you are part of the Dark Cosmic Universe. You are part of the Dark Cosmic family. You guys get to be one of these great friends here in the Dark Cosmic Universe. Saying hello to my cosmic cosmonauts, my cosmic comrades, my insane toy collectors, my dark cosmic Pokemon collectors out there, and also my dark cosmic collectors. You guys get to be one of these, get to all of these. You can be whatever you want. Dark, whatever. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much again for hanging out. Thank you for watching the videos. We are going to get to that 3,000 viewed mark soon. Hopefully, cross fingers. And again, with you guys watching the videos, sharing the videos, remixing the videos, remastering the videos, reimagining, reinvigorating what's here in the Dark Cosmic Universe, either by looking at the shorts, the YouTube shorts, or checking out the long videos, or checking out the playlists, check out the photos. It's fun here in the Dark Cosmic Universe. Thank you guys again for hanging out here. So appreciate it. Thank you for finding the channel. Thank you for telling everyone about the channel. You guys are cosmically epic. That's all I can say. I'm cosmically insane. That's okay. Anyway, everyone, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Oh, before we go, oh my gosh, I did not even do this. The card art. Yikes, it's going to be a longer video. So, most of the card art here we go. Take a look. So, the card art's pretty cool. You know, here's the back of it. Forgot totally to do that. Each of the figures do have their own UPC. So here's Superman's. All right, so Lois Lane, they're pretty much the same. And it looked like it came from the movie. Okay. You know, it's got the whole retro vibe. So here's the Lois Lane one. So pause the video if you want to do that. Lex Luthor, again, they really didn't, you know, they didn't really do anything, you know, fancy. Would Kenner have done this? Probably not. Lex Luthor, or would this the style? I don't think so. Anyway, Jor-El's. So here's Jor-El's card, and here's the UPC. If you're at Target and you're looking for these, usually when you scan these things, or you can show these to a Target employee. Here's General Zod's. And again, here's the UPC on this one. So again, pause the video, screenshot these, so you can, you know, see if your local Target has this, or there's certain ones that you're looking for. The only one I do not have is the holographic. That's this one over here, the holographic Jor-El figure. So I'll be on the lookout for it. If I see it, I'll pick it up, $8.99. If it falls on the clearance side, that'll even be better. Anyway, that's it. That's the end of the video. Thank you guys so much. Again, sorry it's a long video, but hopefully you guys enjoy this. Let me know in the comments. Are you guys collecting these? Are you interested in them? You know, what are your what are your thoughts on that? Again, leave it in the comments. I totally want to have that conversation and keep it going on. Anyway, my friends, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay cosmically insane, my friends. Keep collecting all those action figures. Come back here to the YouTubersphere, better known as YouTube. Check out Avian Savage. That's the name for the channel. And we will see you cosmically soon with another cosmic video.